I'm going to call this meeting to order. Chief Capo, could you please first lead the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, could you please? Oh,
Sandy Smith,
here.
Scott Dorman,
Here.
Ryan Leahy,
Ryan, are you present? Ryan,
Frozen.
he's frozen. Well, maybe come back to him at the end.
Jeff Robbins,
Here.
John Smith.
Here.
Ryan.
Is it, yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
It's just frozen.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's half present, I guess. We don't know if he can hear us. Well, welcome all of you. While this is a public meeting, we will not be, and I know many of you may have come to make comments or ask questions. We will not be taking questions at this particular meeting. We will, however, be opening it for the next meeting on Monday, June 30th. To public comment, and you may, of course, make any comments or ask any questions that you have at that time. All right, I'd like to move on to the agenda. We need to approve the agenda, and I'll open it and recognize any board member who wishes to discuss the agenda. Any discussion? May I have a motion, please, to approve the agenda as presented?
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
May I have a second, please?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
I
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. So we'll move right into the business of this meeting. The next issue is an action by the board to amend section 4.4 of the bylaws to conform with the open meetings law, Colorado Revised Statute, section 24-6-402(2) to permit the board to call special meetings within 24 hours notice, post the agenda at the district's designated location, and make such amendment retroactive to January 1, 2025. I will now recognize any board member who would like to raise an issue to discuss relative to this action item. Any? May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to what you just said.
All right, and may I have a second, please?
I'll second.
I will restate the motion for the record. The motion and the second are for the board to act to amend section 4.4 of the bylaws to conform with the open meetings law, Colorado Revised Statute, section 24-6-402(2) to permit the board to call special meetings with 24 hours notice, post the agenda at the district's designated location, and make such amendment retroactive to January 1, 2025. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. We'll now move to the next item on the agenda, which is action regarding whether to place Chief Capo on paid administrative leave pending personnel investigation. I'll now recognize any board member who wishes to raise an issue for discussion on this action item. May I have a motion, please?
I move to place the chief capo on paid administrative leave pending personnel investigation.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
The motion on the table is to place Chief Capo on paid administrative leave pending personnel investigation. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carried. The last item on our agenda is the appointment of an interim chief or chiefs during the pendency of the personnel investigation. I'll now recognize any board member who wishes to discuss this issue.
I would just like to say that know a little bit about what this position requires. And I would think that Chief Landcamer would be the perfect fit for that, in my opinion. But I also recognize that the board needs to be unanimous consent to whatever we decide.
Any other board member wish to speak?
I'd like to bring up the, I think Dillingham's position is next in line for this. However, he is new and has his own job to do. So to think that we bring in someone, a second person, and Stacy's who I thought of because she is, from what I understand, one test away from being our fire marshal. So that would be the top on both sides coming together.
So I just wanna, this question, I guess, so, Chief Dillingham is in the current structure is the next in line, is that correct?
If
To
Chief
my,
Capo is unavailable? I think so.
to my understanding, is that correct? Anyone?
Do we have that in our bylaws?
I believe it's in the policy. Does anyone have anything? I guess from my perspective, having, the person who's in charge already of operations ascend to a role that makes him the chief of all things related to operations. To the extent, and then also as partnering with him would be a chief who can handle all non-operational matters, which I believe the appropriate choice would be Stacy Sutherland. That's my view on it. I think that the teaming up of the two of them temporarily as we go through this very difficult process, and I understand it's very difficult, would be most effective at this time. I also would like to insulate people who were running for the position of chief before. I think it's best if we have people who were not a part of that process before. And that is something that, just is protective of them.
And to Hippie's comment as far as whether they can still do their job that they have, is that gonna affect Stacy? If Stacy's in this position, is that gonna affect her being able to do her job as a fire inspector?
I believe she'd be able to do that job as administrative chief. If she was the fire marshal, she'd be essentially doing just that, right?
Should be doing fire marshal. work.
Well, right, so any non-operational matters would be in her purview. So the fire ends, who's in charge? It's the fire marshal. For all things after that.
Temporarily, it's not the way it normally is.
Well, all of this is temporary, so
Yeah, we're not trying.
we're not hiring a new chief.
Yeah, we're not trying to hire new chief.
Right.
So.
Any other discussion? So I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Jason Dillingham as chief, temporary chief during the pendency of personnel investigation that we've been discussing on all operational matters. Stacy Sutherland will be chief temporarily with respect to all non-operational matters during the pendency of the personnel investigation. May I have a second, please?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
I,
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Like a motion to adjourn this meeting, please.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Motion carried. And meeting is adjourned.